Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Manx, and I welcome you guys to yet another Fire Emblem Fates character spotlights. I'm not sure if you guys are still salty about this, but many of you sure wish to see the spotlights. Well, it won't restore her burnt ashes back to life in my Birthright Let's Play, but maybe I can salvage a little bit of your damaged trusts by bringing you this spotlight of Oboro.
Alright you, pucker up.
Oboro is a young woman hailing from a wealthy family of tailors in Hoshido. Her mother and father ran a very successful tailoring shop producing kimonos in the capital of the kingdom, and had very close ties to the Hoshidian royal family due to their success. However, this bond would eventually prove to be the family's undoing, as their growing influence with the Hoshidian royal family would eventually make them a target for the Norian nobility, causing an assassin to be sent after them. This assassin killed Oboro's mother and father, but Oboro herself survived the encounter, even though she was just a child. This assassin would actually later be revealed to be the adoptive father of Beruka. The traumatic experience of seeing her family killed in front of her left a lasting wound in Oboro's heart. Shortly after her family's tragic death, she was taken in by some of her relatives working for the Hoshidian royal family, and she would later learn how to wield a lance and join the military. Her hard work and dedication would eventually land her into the service of Takumi, Prince of Hoshido. Oboro is a young woman in her late teens. She has pale skin, dark pink eyes, and blue hair which she keeps in a ponytail on her back. She is dressed in a dark blue tunic along with an orange kimono of sorts, probably self-tailored. She is apparently known to have quite a scary grin on her face at times. Her birthday is on November the 28th, and she apparently changes her own attire the most out of everyone in Corrin's army. Oboro's personality can be a bit volatile at times, particularly when concerning other Norians, whom she harbors a deep hatred for, as she blames the nation for her parents' death. This hatred isn't completely blind though, as she does show the ability to restrain herself in certain situations, but at other times, such as seen in her support conversation with Silas, she outright claims that she would kill him in her current mood if the two were to have a sparring session before leaving. Oboro is a very hard-working individual, but it is also revealed that she performs chores and duties as a way of escaping her own thoughts. In her support conversations with Corrin, he often finds her doing chores late at night, and he presumes that she does this to avoid being alone with her thoughts. While appearing tough on the outside, Oboro has a soft side, especially for Takumi, who she has developed a pretty strong crush on. She is not shy to admit this, and has no problems talking openly about it in front of others, such as Takumi's other retainer, Hinata. Oboro has a love of tailoring, stemming from her past growing up in her family's tailoring store. She is very good at sewing, and is often seen making her own outfits. She is also very fashionable, and often wears very fine clothing even on regular occasions.
I've got an eye for style. I wonder how you'd look in something new.
Oboro joins your team during Chapter 9 of Birthright and Chapter 10 of Revelations. She has extremely balanced base stats and growth rates, with most of her growths being around 50%. Even her magic and resistance are very good for her physical units. This makes Oboro a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none type character. All of her stats will be pretty darn balanced, and this makes her extremely versatile. Being a spear fighter, Oboro is essentially a less durable but much faster armor knight. However, she does come with one of the best class skills in the entire game, Seal Defense, which is insanely useful. Seal Defense reduces the defense of any enemy she enters combat with by 6 points, even if she fails to hit her target or does 0 damage. This allows Oboro to soften up a lot of enemy units and makes her a great frontline unit. Oboro's swap skill is also great for saving allies in a pinch, allowing her to swap her position with any allied adjacent unit on the battlefield. This is great if you have an ally that's in danger of dying, or maybe if the unit is just outside the range of a healer. Just be careful not to place Oboro herself in peril using the skill. Oboro's personal skill, Norian Enmity, is a very simple skill, but that doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, many consider it to be one of the better personal skills in Fates. It simply makes Oboro deal 3 extra points of damage to any Norian unit she attacks. Since you will be fighting, spoiler alert, a lot of Norian units, this skill will often be very useful, and it's just one of those skills you don't really need to think about or remember to take advantage of. It's just kinda there. If Oboro has any distinct weakness, I'd say it's the fact that she's a frontline unit that doesn't have any spectacular survivability compared to some of the game's more tanky units. Sure, her 45% hit point and 50% defense growth will allow her to tank decently, but she's certainly no armor knights, and overestimating her survivability can quickly get her killed if you are not careful. Being a physical unit, her resistance isn't fantastic either, so watch out for enemies equipped with powerful tomes such as Ragnarok. You wouldn't want this to happen. Oboro can promote into a Spearmaster or a Basara. Spearmaster is essentially a lance-wielding version of the Swordmaster, and the Basara is a unit that combines lances with magic. Most people prefer Spearmaster, as it grants a plus 10% crit rates, ability to reach S rank in lances, as well as the insane Seal Speed skill at level 5, which stacks with Seal Defense, allowing Oboro to become a debuffing machine. Not to mention Lancefare at level 15, which increases her already amazing damage output even further. Basara certainly isn't a bad choice either, as Oboro's magic growth is actually not that bad for a physical unit, and if you manage to get your hands on a Bolt Naginata, Basara Oboro will absolutely wreck face with it. However, many players tend to promote Oboro to a Basara first, as level 5 grants her the skill Rend Heaven, which grants her extra damage when facing enemies with high strength or magic. And then, after obtaining it, class change her back to a Spearmaster to reap the full benefits of both classes. I personally feel like this is a lot of effort to gain a single skill, but I can absolutely see the value of doing so. Using a Heart Seal, Oboro can class change into an Apothecary, basically a more tanky but slower and less skilled version of the Norian Archer. I would not recommend this class change at all, since Oboro is just so much better at wielding a lance, so I recommend staying away from this unless you really want to see Oboro wield a bow. At the end of the day, Oboro is perhaps one of the biggest fan favorites in Fates, and for good reason. She has an amazing class with pretty fantastic stats and skills, and for many players, she usually turns out one of the most valuable units on their team. Just keep her far away from scary Valkyries, and she should be fine.
I like coming here. Better invite me again.
Thank you for watching this character spotlight. If you want to watch more spotlights, you can click the link on the screen to visit my playlists, and there you will find all the previous spotlights I've done. If there is a specific character you'd like to see me cover in a future spotlight, let me know in the comment section below. If you found this particular spotlight entertaining, please give this video a like and a comment, it really helps out the channel a lot, and if you want to be updated whenever I release future videos, you can subscribe. As always, my name has been Manx, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.